So transfer interests are intensifying as United adds another talisman, that is Sandro Tonali from Newcastle, a guy who has been playing so very well, physical, uh, good with aerial duels. He does it right there with his partnership at Newcastle of Guimaraes and the rest of that hard Newcastle midfield that we have known for some time. And the debate at Manchester United right now is who should be considered really and for what fee. And United being in talks with the two clubs right now, it only puts fans under speculations and expecting what do we expect really, because these teams are so hard, they are sticking to their guns, they are talking to United. They want 100 million quid for these two players. Nottingham Forest needs 100 million quid for Anderson as well as Tonali. Yesterday, that report came, and the fee is still about 80 to 100 million quid. Now, who of these players would you want at Manchester United? Of course, there is a feeling like United would get two midfielders right there to replace Casemiro and maybe find out who does better and have them right there complement each other, and so that we can push to the next level for that summer. But according to reports right now, it is all dependent on what happens on if whether United is going to get Champions League or not, because some of these players would not love to come here and sit on the bench or even play only or not play in Europe, because some of them have played there before and they never want to miss that chance again. A case in point is this one of Newcastle, that is Sandro Tonali. There has been top on those leagues. He's done it better in Champions League, and he's had some experience here in the Premier League, and now Champions League he has done it also so very well. So the stats show maybe Sandro Tonali would be a better profile for Manchester United, considering for me first of all, we kind of need that midfielder who sits deep and allows that boy Bruno Mino to be flexible a little bit and kind of moving forward and trying to create something up front. So we needed a profile of a player that could maybe sit back and try to disorganize those balls trying to get into our defense and the rest. So Sandro Tonali is that one player that could offer you that. So that is 1 point for me. I would give to Sandro Tonali right in there. So all of them could be better players, yes. And for Elliot Anderson, yes, he's also that kind of a very creative guy right in there. He does a lot of work around the midfield, and he really controls it better. He would be also an upgrade. And the only debate right now would be if any of these of course, we first of all we want these players who want to play for Manchester United, and whoever doesn't feel like we should just boycott the deal and he moves on. We've seen how it is working for the rest of our signings of Brian Belmos and Kuna and Chesko. It is already working in right there, because these are players who were informed before that if you want to play for Manchester United, we are coming for you, and they got stuck to that, and until Manchester United got them in, and that is the same thing, the same strategy Ineos will like to employ to make sure United lands in all these midfield targets that have been listed right now, if at all they are willing to play for the badge of Manchester United. And also, and for what fees? Of course, 100 million quid will look to so high on both of them. I'm talking Tonali and Anderson. That would be a very high, way much fee for any of them. For me, I would pay maybe 65 to 70. Yes, that is what I would pay for on any day for any of these midfielders. But mostly Tonali, because Tonali would be my top target or priority right in there. So amongst our other midfield targets, of course, we've targeted Baleba for some time, but of course, the departure of Ruben Amorim we don't know, and the next coach who will be decided will also maybe have an effect on who will be landed at Manchester United for that midfield replacement of Casemiro. And it's been told to us also by Fabrizio Romano that the two things that would guarantee who comes to Manchester United is only Champions League qualification, and then the coach who comes in, because some of these players will only want to come to a club or where there is a coach who has trusted them. We saw that with Ruben Amorim, who seemed to have trusted that is Matthew Skuna in the past, and he developed that urge to play for the club, and then we got him right here. So those are the strategies United will try to use here and there, and try much as possible to bring those players in amongst all the financial, maybe what and what. Of course, United has not spent so much this January. We're hoping they have maybe set some money aside for the summer, as in rebuilding, and of course preparing for those midfield restructuring and so on. Of course, our defense is also lacking. We kind of need some additions right in there also for you. So that is what is on the ground on our midfield positions. Today we have a match that is West Ham, fifth in a row, a win we're expecting. Yes, so we are only speculating and wanting to see what happens in right there. And for injuries, we have not had any more. Also, there were concerns of how Mbemo was limping off the pitch, but it seems like he's been well. He's traveled with the squad, and he will be ready to start at that number 9 position. And we wait to harvest the 3 points later today in the day, and the rest will be enjoyment. Yes, and you only want to subscribe because you don't want to miss out on more uploads that will be coming your way.